From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big midday here on LALATE, direct and live from Santa Monica, California, with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The House passed the incredible fourth stimulus recon overnight, and that recon will get modified when it goes to the Senate with more checks to be added. Those Senate changes detailed in this recording, but so far there's about $15,000 of checks in this incredible recon. Multiple checks, lots of them in this recon. In this recording, we're going to go over all these incredible sums of checks, but no time to wait for them, because guess what? Third stimulus is paying right today. It's been paying over the last few months, and the average viewer of the channel's gotten $45,000. I'll show you how to get that money in this recording. Then we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, and then to fifth stimulus. Those details and more, plus the excitement of frame wars heating up. I got some more messages just a minute ago. I laughed very hard when I saw them. Don't know if they're real, don't know if they're fake. Sort of like Kevin McCarthy's facts from last night. But we're done. We're done with the House of Representatives, a past fourth stimulus recon. I told you it happened. I have those details and more, plus the latest from Sirloin. What has he been up to? Those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful morning, a big, bold, beautiful afternoon, and a day upon us with a weekend with us. And this is New Time. Good noontime, everybody. I hope you're good. Here we go. Off to the land and off to the races. The House has passed your fourth stimulus recon. Away we go. Off to the Senate. The Senate's going to add more just to them, and that is a lot more checks for you. But so far, these programs pay about $15,000. I'll show you how to get this money. Then we turn over to the exciting details of third stimulus. That's still paying out an average of $45,000. I'll show you how to get this money as well. And then student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details about student loan debts, and then COLA raise. That big money under fifth stimulus, plus the latest on frame wars. Wow, we got a big recording and a big day. I'm excited you're here. And thank you for joining me. And this, my friends, is LA, America's only financial news channel in America, live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and covering the scope of all this recording. And you saw all this happening live all this week. And here we go with the incredible recon. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Let's go into the incredible details of this recon. But here's an overview of what we're covering in this video. We're going to go over the programs broadly, the three clusters. Then we're going to come back over each of those checks. Then we're going to come over the third stimulus as well, and then the fifth stimulus, and away we go. Here we are. The incredible recon passed overnight in the House of Representatives, paid you about $15,000. It's a lot. It's over all these clusters of checks, lots of checks, multiple checks in this fourth stimulus recon. So what are these checks that the House members got in there? Let's look at the first ones, and here we go. They got in there hazard pay and the earned income credit. And also $4,000 for care for the elderly. Wow. They got $4,000 to care for young children as well. They got in there the Pell Grant, $550 for the college students. Then they got in there the CTC, one more year about that. That is great news. And then they finally got in there the big money for those individuals who want to repair their home in the low-income community. Wow. And then finally, the CTC and the $12,500 for the purchase price of a new electric vehicle. Wow. The first add-on they got into this incredible recon is money to buy a home. What? Who put that in there? Maxine Waters did. Free money for the purchase price of your first home. And it's incredible. She wanted $25,000. She did not get that price point. She got a little bit less. But again, that is free money for purchase of your first home. How do you get it? Stay with me. It's coming up late in this video. Let's go to the second cluster of checks. And here we go. We got in there home repairs and paid leave. Wow, incredible. First, they got in there paid family leave, front end check. Then they got in there the household tax credit, back end, universal pre-kindergarten, and also the Home repairs. Definitely need to weatherize your home. You definitely need to weatherize your home. Because guess what? You never know when Joe Manchin shows up. And maybe if he comes with Kevin McCarthy, it never ends. Which brings us to our second add-on. It comes from Bob Casey, that $250 billion for the purchase price of nothing. You don't have to purchase anything. It is for home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. He got a little bit less. He went to $250, but there we are. Let's go to the third cluster of checks, and it's deliciousness. That third cluster of checks are money for seniors and also free internet. Free school meals for all, cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform. We have the free internet, the farmers, and then the workers, the Medicare expansion. With 2 items formulated on the House side and 3 coming on the Senate side. The House side got in there the hearing aid and also the Medicaid gap states. The Senate side wanted to add those 3 provisions, and they are dental, vision, and also the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. Wow. Which tees up our third add-on. And that third add-on is monthly or multiple IRS stimulus check. The senators have always been the ones who are the forefront of this. 6 of them, they want to put it in there. They've told thousands of viewers this channel. We've had 3 viewers, and actually 1 viewer in the live chat on the morning show today, say they had picked up the phone and called and advocated, and we're told it's still going in there. So they're still being told, viewers, this week it's going in there. Who are the 6 senators you got to call? The 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden, and also Coons and Casey. You need to pick up the phone and advocate, because guess what? They want to put it in there on the Senate side. They've been telling us over the last few weeks, and they have several opportunities. One opportunity, Voterama. Second opportunity, Senate subcommittee. What is the price point? Last time they talked about the price point, they said $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. And then they want to do the same eligibility as third stimulus, which would be $75,000 or less, you get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get it, double it. Family of 4, you get it, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, where all benefits, you get it as well. You need to advocate. And the number 1 senator of the equation, his chief of staff says, pick up the phone and advocate. They now have in total between congressional and senators' offices received more advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. They now have a better understanding what Americans are going through. And they ask us to continue to advocate. They have heartbreaking stories, and they are the voice of the people in ULA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue encouragement for the advocacy as the professional voice of the people you have become, and continue this until it's law. Absolutely. What does that mean? You need to pick up the phone, because now we are off to the Senate. And in the Senate, there's a lot they are adding in there. And those provisions are among those that they vow to add in there. But no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus. No time to ask, when is fourth stimulus sending out money to me? No, you get third stimulus today. And the great news is that third stimulus is still paying out. It's paying out a lot of money, and that money is available right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. The average checks being gotten by viewers of this channel, over $45,000. In the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how to get this big sums of money as well. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, and then this stimulus, which is coming up in January. But we're going to turn back to the incredible programs in fourth stimulus that, when it becomes law, will pay you at least $15,000. The Senate changes. That could raise those checks higher than that. I have all those incredible details and more as that after the commercial break, but I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. home, LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons, LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now, direct and live from Santa Monica, California, as your incredible recon pass overnight. Then will pay you a lot of money. But the senators vow to add more money on top of that. We're starting at about $15,000 across several classes of checks. And then no time to wait for that, because the money is available right now in the third stimulus, $45,000 of it. We'll go over student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be going over the fifth stimulus. We'll be turning over to that student loan debt forgiveness, and then we'll have a little bit of a preview with the excitement of frame wars. I'm excited for that as more. We got those details coming up in the second half of this video. It's a big day with a lot of excitement, and here we go to the races. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers with YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is afternoons LA at 1 o'clock. This video will automatically take you there. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. And here we go. Well, the president did it. Nancy did it. And you did it as well. The recon passed the House of Representatives overnight. What happened? Over the last few months, I've been telling you how this would fold, how this would play out. And every single thing that I told you would happen, happened. First, I told you that the recon would be written in the subcommittee of the House. It was. And that the House committee would vote on it first. They did, and they passed it. Then I told you that the House would vote on the legislation first. They did. And that the vote would pass. It did. Off to the Senate we go. And here we are. We're now landing in the Senate with a recon that pays you about $15,000 across several classes of checks. So get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to show you those big sums of money right now. The past recon has a lot of programs in there, and they amount to about $15,000. So what are they? They start with hazard. They start with the wonderful paid leave. Paid leave is a lot of money. And how does it work? It's up to $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks a year. And that is huge. These sums of money are absolutely astronomical. And yes, over 4 weeks, that would be upwards of about $6,000. The incredible sums of money would bring you up to $7,000, and it doesn't matter if you don't work because it's someone in the household. So case in point, here is an example of how this may apply to you. For example, if you have a son or daughter and they take you to work, then they would get the money for the household. 4 weeks, $5,000, $6,000, and the best part of the recon is everyone's eligible. All income levels, W-2, 1099, and also all income levels, no matter how much money you make. Then we go to the incredible SALT cap. The SALT cap got in there, and they really pushed hard for this. It's currently a $10,000 limit under the 2017 Republican tax code, but now they're doing $72,500 you can deduct of what you pay in state and local taxes. Then we got job training. Wow, $40 billion of it totally free in this incredible recon. And then comes the Medicaid Gap Fix, a great program that many people wanted. This is the cheaper insurance. So Democrats got a workaround plan to provide years of subsidized price of insurance, private insurance, to low-income people in those 12 Republican governor states where they refused to pay for Obamacare. And that brings us to the housing assistance. Wow, $115 billion of housing programs, and here we go. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, also the homeowner's repairs, the weatherizing your home, and the first-time home purchases. Does some of that sound familiar? It should, because it's a repeat of the items from third stimulus. The third stimulus provisions repeated under fourth stimulus, and here we go. No time or place to wait for fourth stimulus to pay your bills, because you get your bills paid right now under third stimulus. Get that pen and paper out, because we're going to show you how to get your bills paid right now. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, food, internet, and more. And it's all available on the third stimulus. Again, Fourth stimulus, the body that passed overnight. But third stimulus, already law. It's paying viewers out today. You can get that money today. So how do we get this money? We're going to go over it right now. First, you qualify. Doesn't matter what type of background you are. Single, married, children, not children, red state, blue state, behind on bills, not behind on bills, small state, big state, elder, not elder, on benefits, not on benefits. You qualify. So we're going to start with the rent. It pays a lot. And how much does it pay? It's paying upwards of $40,000 right now. It was this graphic 3 months ago. Here you go. It was $20,000 to $30,000 about 3 months ago. Now it's upwards of $40,000. Why did it grow so much? It grew for a few reasons. One, it grew because people have learned from this channel. So they've learned how to get these sums of money. Number two, they have taken the information, applied it. And number three, you can get the money from multiple sources, not just from one source. And that is great news because that's what you're supposed to do. So here are the 6 places you reach out to. If you're a member of this channel, you don't need to write it down because it's in the newsletter. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city house authority, your county hall, your county house authority, your state hall, and your state house authority. And the key words you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. Couple things to know. One, you must reach out to all 6. Don't reach out to one and call it a day. That's not how we do it. You reach out to all 6. They have different pots of money. They have different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the other ones. Number 2, you can apply in multiple places. So do not apply in just one place and call it a day. Apply all over the place. Number 3, you can get applications on file and get approved at 2 different places at the same time. And you can get multiple rounds across the board. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Utilities. You can do this one. This one's easy. Call up your utility company. Utility assistance because of COVID. And the numbers have gone higher. They have gone up to $15,000. And they're going to go higher. Why? Because the price of heating oil has gone up dramatically. Price of heating oil, for example, has gone up 49.1% year to date, says the CPI. So get this sums of money. I had a person send me a message overnight. I'm a senior. I don't know how to do a computer. You don't have to do a computer. You know how to use the phone. That's all you have to do is a telephone and a piece of paper and a pen. Because you've called up the utility companies when there's an outage or an electric leak. Then you can do it in the same case, just same phone number, just ask for that money. Then, snap, you want to get that money for food. What are you doing? Don't sit around and not get food. If you qualify for a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? You contact Department of Agriculture. And yes, the benefits are going up a lot. Mark's brother-in-law, $25,000. Get that money right today. It's available today. And Mark's brother-in-law will now get $250,000 from this channel over the next 10 years. Next, get multiple sums. Here's a graphic. Nancy got 3 items, $32,000. Nancy, 3 items, $23,000. Mark, 2 items, $32,000. 2 items. I told Mark to get the 3rd item, and he did. And that brought him from $32,000 to this, $50,000. And now Mark is at over $100,000. $100,000? Yeah, because he keeps on getting items. Lorraine, she was at 105. She's now at 120. That's how you do it. That's how we do it. Which brings us to Johnny. Johnny was one of 3 viewers a few weeks ago. He started the week at $0, but by the middle of the week, 3 of them had 45,000. What happened? What happened was the 3 of them had gotten 3 programs of funding them. 45,000, pretty good. But Johnny didn't stop there. He pushed, and by the weekend, he got 7 items approved. 7 items? How did he get 7 items? He had to have at least made 15 phone calls. This is why I use this example on this channel. You need to make the effort. He made 15 phone calls in 1 week. He got 7 items approved. How much did he get? $80,000. $80,000. Now, the second part of this incredible story I like is what happened the following week. Johnny reached out to his family members and said, hey, I got $80,000. From where? From watching this YouTube channel, LALATE. He's the real deal. Oh, okay. What was that about? Third stimulus. Third stimulus. I watched local news, Johnny, and all they show on third stimulus, a $1,400 stimulus check. They have the same thing on cable news and print media and broadcast news. I never heard about this $80,000 under third stimulus. He said they don't cover it. He does. And that is why you found me. Broadcast media, local news, print media, cable news do not cover this. They're never going to cover it. They had a past recon for stimulus today. How much did they tell you about the programs? Nothing. I saw one cable channel show 3 little icons and a number under it. 200 billion, 200 billion, done. And then they cut away to like Kim Kardashian. They just don't cover the subject. They will never cover it. They didn't cover it on a first, they didn't cover it on a second, they didn't cover it on a third. YouTube channels don't do it. They don't ever show you how to get the money. They just sit with a little script on a blank screen behind them and say, Joe Manchin said this, Princess Anema said that, and see you tomorrow. Subscribe. That's all they do. No one really goes through the effort to show you the items that you get, except here, me, you, the volunteers, and that is why you want to stay with me as we go back into fourth stimulus. That was third stimulus. Can pay your bills right now. But how about the other items under fourth stimulus? The other items under fourth stimulus for the housing are the home repairs, the weatherizing your home, and also the first-time home purchases. Those would all be grants. The first-time home purchases during the escrow period. And the weatherizing, no income qualification at the moment that we see, and the low income, that would be a grant as well. Not law yet. Remember, not law yet. So what are the incredible other provisions in this recon? Well, $150 billion for in-home health care. Wow, that's great. That's for my seniors and also my workers. They got $550 checks for the Pell Grant recipients, the college students. That's good. And they got in their $12,500 for the buying of a new electric vehicle back-end check. Two problems with that. First one is you've heard before on this channel, but the second one is really very obvious now today, brand new on this channel, breaking news, is that the first problem is that there's only one or two cars that qualify for this. You can't have a provision where no cars qualify for this. At the moment, it's a Chevy Volt, and that's it. No one's going to put a provision in there and say, hey, you can go buy a Hummer for $120,000. Now, they're rolling out the Ford Lightning and the Cadillac Lyriq, but you have to have a provision that benefits at least more than two cars that qualify. Why do so many cars not qualify for this? Because of a provision that says made in the United States, which I think is unlawful. I don't think the Biden provision will survive. I think it's a trade violation. Why? There is a free trade agreement between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And if you look at the Ford Mustang electric SUV called the Mach-E, it's union, it's Ford, it should qualify, but it doesn't because it's made by U.S. labor union workers in Mexico. There's a lot of these electric cars that are made in Mexico and Canada by our workers overseas that are unionized, but they don't qualify because of that provision. I don't think it's lawful to say we're going to give a provision if it's made in the United States versus Canada. That's why we have a free trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. Then there's $65 to benefit for those people when they're not in school for food. One of the best provisions of this recon is that cheaper prescription medication. 20 medications growing to 30 medications by 2028. Right out the door, 20 medications will be dramatically cheaper. Medicare and Big Pharma will have to negotiate, good faith negotiations because of this provision. And it'll drop the cost dramatically, like insulin dropping from $1,000 to $35 a dose. Big medications like arthritis, diabetes, and also the arthritis and cancer, Medicare Part B and Part D. The medications will grow to 30 of them by 2028, but the price point of them cannot increase more than the rate of inflation per year, or there's a penalty. And that penalty is the subject of the Senate parliamentarian. That Senate parliamentarian is looking at the provisions of the recon next week. And the penalty provision, Senator Pat Toomey says, cannot stay in there, so will it be removed? We will see. Also at issue, the immigration reform likely to come out, and also the paid leave. So with that, what are the senators going to do? The senators have a lot of changes on store. And those changes on store that they intend to add, we're going to go over them right now. Bernie says it's a great bill since the 1960s, but has major gaps. And I've been detailing for 3 months on this channel that Bernie's adding provisions when it lands the Senate. He said minutes ago, it's a good bill, and I'm adding more stuff in there. He said that again just minutes ago. We have senators like Ron Wyden and Coons and Casey and Chuck Schumer all saying they're adding provisions in there. So get that pen and paper ready. Let's get some checks. And those incredible checks start with these items that qualify for you across the board. Here we go. Universal pre-kindergarten, check, front end, 1 year. Childcare, back end. Enhanced tax, CTC, 1 year. Front end, $3,600. Earned income tax credit, back end. Central workers. Home health care, covered. Then the hearing services, covered as likely a check. We went over the housing. We went over the Pell Grant. And we went over the $65 when you're not in school for the children. So what else would Bernie add in there? What other provisions? When you look at this price point, it's undervaluing. It's clearly going to be much higher. It may be upwards of about 55,000, 60,000, because all the provisions on the third stimulus to pay you 45 are repeated. So 415 is low, and then the Senate changes coming thereafter, what are they? Well, Bernie represents he's going to put in there dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. So let's go over the details. Dental, yeah, so he wants to put that in there. It's currently out. It last was in there at $850 checks. He wants to put it back in there. He wanted 10 years of full benefits. I don't know if he's going to get it. Then he wanted 3 years of full benefits. I don't know if he's going to get even that. That's sort of expensive. But $850 doesn't cut it. A check per year doesn't cover most procedures, certainly enough for cleaning, but not for procedures. Then on the other side, he wants to lower the eligibility age of Medicare. Where is it? Well, it's currently at 65. He wants to drop it to 55. Bob Casey, who got that other provision in there for the home health care, he wants to drop it to 60. Which brings us to the question of vision. Bernie wants an eye exam and a pair of frames per day. And not per day, per year. And the eye exam, $50, Costco, for example. Pair of frames, $100, done. $150 check, send it out per year. Very easy. No, not easy. That has spawned the debate on this channel called Frame Wars. And in episode one viewer said, no, that's not enough, LA. My daughter sends me beautiful frames every year, $450. Bernie should advocate for that. He's not advocating for $450 frames for you. Medicare does not shop at the beautiful shops of Paris, and certainly not Paris, France, or Paris, Kansas. Then in episode 2, one viewer said, I have a trifold glass, not bifold, not single frame, a trifold, and it has a special changing of colors. It's $1,000. You're not gonna get $1,000 frames either. Then yesterday, someone said, you know what? I go to a very, very nice optometrist. He treats me so kindly. He really takes very good care of me. So polite, so sweet. And then I get the bill. It's $1,500. That's why he's polite to you. And I've been asking you to send me your comments. Well, minutes ago, someone sent me a comment. She gets 18 karat gold glasses, and they're over $1,000. Don't know if the stuff is real or true, real or false. I don't know. At this point, I'm sort of lost. But can anything give me guidance? Maybe this. Here's a little bit from Frame Wars. And that is Frame Wars. So you have a comment, I have a question, you have an opinion, send it to me on private message. I have no idea if they're real or fake. You know, your $1,000 frames, your $2,000 frames, I'll feature live on camera. Meantime, let's go back into some other items, which is student loan debt forgiveness. The president has an offer on the table. Democrats should take it. $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness? Yes. They want to do this. He wants to do it by executive order. Democrats haven't taken it. They should. He previously forgave student loan debts for people who became disabled after graduation, forgave student loan debts for people who went into the nonprofit sector, and then forgave student loan debts for people who went to work in the public sector 10 years after graduation. The Democrats should take this incredible offer to forgive that student loan debt. They can do more next year. Fifth stimulus. Wow, here we go. Your benefits are going up next year 5.9% if you're on COLA, but get ready for fifth stimulus. Raises your benefits up because COLA is behind. COLA is behind. What's an issue? Your benefits have been left behind because COLA hasn't moved. So your benefits were undervalued before the pandemic, undervalued in the pandemic, and now still undervalued. So they want to raise your benefits up one big time, apply a new benchmark, and that new benchmark is inflation. And that new benchmark would be 2 to 3% next year. So you get this, then a big lift up to bring you up to par where the parity, and then a new benchmark in next December, and a new benchmark every year. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? Become a member today to get that incredible newsletter. It comes out tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, from the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. The membership newsletter is featuring all the incredible money under third stimulus. It features the 6 places to reach out to, the keywords to say, the nonprofits, all those details and more. Consider becoming a member today to get that incredible newsletter, because you can do this. The big success stories, whether it's Mark or Johnny or Lorraine, got the money themselves. They didn't lean on the volunteers. They got the money themselves. And you can do that. You can pick up the phone and get that big sums of money. And with that, we go into my final commentary to wrap today and my guidance about what's coming up next. Well, here we are. It was several months ago where I told you how this recon would go, and we have gone exactly as I predicted. Subcommittee of the House would write the legislation. Did. Subcommittee would vote on it. Did. Floor of the House would vote before the Senate. Did. The Senate's going to add a lot of stuff in there. Are. And this House would vote last. Will. So all those things that I've detailed to you across the board have happened. Fascinating part of the equation is that viewers have been really advocating well for that MSC, monthly stimulus check, or multiple stimulus checks. And 3 viewers in this 5 days alone have been told, again, they're still putting that provision in there on the Senate side. What's important to understand is that the big sums of money available for you right now under third stimulus has really changed the ballgame. Thousands of viewers are starting getting hundreds of dollars every few days from this channel since I brought it back on the channel in the last 5 days. And you have done really well. If you're a senior, if you don't use a computer, no worry. You use your telephone, a pen, and paper. Do not lean on the volunteers to do the work for you. Third stimulus is not about asking people to get money for you. It's about doing things yourself. You can do it. You can pick up the phone and call that electric company and ask for the money. Call the water department and ask for the money. You can do this. I have total faith in you. It's important to understand that a lot of this is about faith and knowing that you can do it. And so many people think that they don't have it in themselves to do something, and you can. You have shown incredible success stories throughout the last 5 days. Continue to send me your success stories, and I'll feature it on the live chat or or on the show. People have shown that they can pick up the phone and get these sums of money. The great news is that rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, those monies are available there right now for you to get. Go get it. Don't wait for fourth stimulus. Get those sums of money. And I'm excited for you across the board to get those sums of money. We've gone through a lot, and boy, even last night with Kevin McCarthy speaking, everything he talked about was totally untrue. Totally untrue. And imagine, you can just sense that the conservative media will run some of his clips and say, he said this, it's true. It's not true. He described things in the recon that don't even exist in there. That type of fake narrative confuses people. But ultimately, I'm glad you found me, because we stay on point. We stay on the big sums of money you can get from this third stimulus and the big sums of money you will get under fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus is still an item in flux because there's still modifications on the Senate, which you want to embrace. Those modifications give you those big sums of money. Meantime, this noontime show will slowly morph into Home LALATE, which it was, or Holidays LALATE, which it was a year ago this month. Holidays LALATE, same type of programming, just a little bit about holiday decor also on the show, and maybe Sir Loin will join us during that Holidays LALATE show daily. So watch for the same program in the same time slot, just with a different name and a little bit more decor as the excitement continues on this channel. Meantime, people are just sort of confused overnight. They were very, very confused because they looked out and they saw a cow on the beach in Santa Monica. How did it get there? How did cows get on the beach in Santa Monica? And did a particular YouTube channel bring them there as a promotion for an upcoming return of a certain personality? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, but you got to market however you can market. And marketing starts here, but it also starts on the beach, and it also starts at the casino. So if you missed that clip of a bunch of cows on the beach, trying to sell you some cryptocurrency, then let me show you what they did. And there you go. Cows on the beach. So get ready for the return of Sirloin. Get ready for the return of Holidays LA. And I will look forward for your return at 1 o'clock today as Afternoons LA heats up. Then we got a big new 3 o'clock afternoon show and a big new Evenings LA show. So much across the board. But for now, make sure you get the big money from third stimulus. Get those bills paid. Get those bills paid. Replay the video if you want to learn more about a particular program, or watch the next video. You want to learn, apply the information, get the information. Just like Johnny taught those family members how to get that money, they got it as well. And meantime, stay on this video because it'll automatically take you to the 1 o'clock Afternoons LA show. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get that incredible newsletter that comes out tonight at 7 o'clock and get those big sums of money under third stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused, and join me next on Afternoons LA.